Okay, here we are. We got the burn-off cage on the scale. So first thing we're going to take is write down the weight of the burn-off cage. So we've wrote that number. We've also taken our paperwork, wrote the date, the material it is, what series it is, time, burn-off pan, burn-off oven, and who tested it. So our first thing is weight of pan. Once we have our weight of pan done, we take the material, or we take the cage, tear it apart, make sure our cage is clean from the previous time. So we take it over, we'll start at the bottom one. So after we've done with the splitter, we got our burn off on the table, so we can pull it into here. And to make sure we got it off our pans, everything. Take it back on the oven, or on the scale. We want to separate it out, pull it away, about an inch away, all the way around. This material is cold, so it's acting a little different than what a hot material would do. So then we take our next, our top of our cage, pull it into our pan. Then we want to put the material on it, flatten it out, pull it off the edges, and we can place our top on. So now we have our total. Our total 5, 6, 3. Of that. Yeah, I know. So it weighs, sample weighs 2,092.2. Okay, now we can put it in the oven. Okay, we brought our burn-off cage over to our burn-off oven. The oven has already been calibrated to this mix, and for this mix, first we're going to put in our calibration, and it's a 0.08 for this mix, and then we're going to want to make sure we put in our weight, and so that would be a 2092. Enter, and it's only whole numbers on the oven, so depending on where your decimal point is how you would round for that. And then you want to make sure your oven's set at 0 on the scale. And then you can now insert the cage. Making sure that you're always wearing your proper PPE, long sleeves, gloves, face shield, safety glasses. You want to make sure you don't bump the scale, so you're going to want to put it in and then set it down. If you drag it across the scale, it will screw up your scale internally. You want to take your number, record it, because you want to make sure your external and your internal scale are matching close. Once you're done with that, you want to push start. It's really important that you stand next to the oven after you push start, because sometimes it doesn't turn on after you think, and if you walk away and it's not actually running, it'll still burn, but it'll fill your lab with smoke. So you want to stand and make sure. So you want to make sure the ticket prints out, and then your scale will actually zero itself out, and then the test starts with a countdown. Typically takes between 45 minutes and an hour to burn. Okay, our burn off is now complete. The oven's reading done, and it'll sound off an alarm every so often to indicate that it's done burning. The ticket's printed off. But once the ticket's printed off, then you can take that, put that in your paperwork, and keep track of stuff. So now we're going to place it on the cool off rack to let it cool down, so then we can wash it. Pull it out again, still trying not to move the scale on the bottom, lifting it straight out, and then placing it in the cool off rack. It's extremely hot, so you want to make sure that you're covering it up and letting it cool down to to room temperature before you continue running the tests on it. Okay, our burn-off is now cooled down to room temperature, and now we can take it and record our weight of it again. So this is our weight after it's been burned off. And now we can take the material and put it into a pan and then wash it and then grate it. And we'll go from there.